Hello friends, Just a Lost Soul here, and welcome back once again to Megaquarium. We're paused, let's unpause. So we spent a lot of the last episode, and the episode before that, kind of building up this little coastal area. Which, yeah, sort of dedicated to, like, life you'd find on beaches or near the shore and that sort of thing. And we're gonna add a couple more things here. We've got some open space and stuff, but I want to move on to another newer sort of project for the time being. Ooh, we got a toilet. What do we want? How about the creasel pillar? Sure. So I've had some ideas. I talked about this one kind of at the end of the last episode, but I think it'd be really cool to have, like, a little section here that was maybe, like, more of a kids area sort of vibe. So yeah, I think we're gonna try and build that. One thing, this is bugging me, how this is just kind of like that. So I think we're gonna get rid of these walls. And we're gonna put these back in. Like that. And this passage kind of gets thinner that way, but you're not really supposed to come from this way, I feel like. So, I think that's okay. Everyone's getting fed in here. Look at these big old crabs. So cool. How much empty space do we have in this tank? We have, like, almost 100, actually. Like, capacity. We can probably put some more fish in here, at this point. So maybe we'll take a look at that. Okay. I wonder if we can move our jellyfish, because we're kind of going to be building in this area a little. Ooh, not that button. Let's see. I'm kind of feeling a different sort of vibe for this area. Maybe like the Abzu paints actually might be good. Well, first things first, let's kind of expand in the direction we want to go. Okay. What if this connected down here? That's not a bad idea, I think. Let's pause while we're doing this, too. Okay. I'm good. Place. Okay. So... first things first, we need, like, a wall here. That's alright. We can fix the paints later on. I'm not super worried about that right now. And maybe that just goes like that? Ooh, we gotta get rid of that wall. Okay. Let's put that there. And then we'll open this just a little bit more. So that feels a little more natural now. And, okay. You know what? I think this is actually a halfway decent amount of space for what I want to build. Maybe we just bring it like a little bit farther out this way. Yeah, just a little section. And kind of the theme I want to focus on with this is going to be like animals with very unique adaptations or that sort of thing. Just kind of like a little oddball zone or something like that. Maybe we'll have like our first octopus in here. One thing I definitely want to put though is the peacock mantis shrimp, which is one of the coolest animals in existence. Yeah. Speaking of, we can probably research some creatures that would fit nicely into this now. Diving beetles might be good, actually. That's kind of a vibe. Do they have a land requirement? They don't. Okay. We could also probably have our first freshwater fish in this, too. Cockatoo cichlid. I've just noticed, I've been calling... It's a cockatoo cichlid, like that's what this is. This says cockatoo cichlid. Is it a cuck? I don't know. In my experience with these fish, as someone who... I've never kept them, but they're one of my favorite, like, fish. Freshwater fish. It's, like, on my bucket list. In my experience with them, they're pretty protective of their partners, so I'm not sure about that. Oh, God. Sea pens. That's probably something really good for this, actually. What do we want? The gray... Let's get the fleshy sea pen. Yeah. Okay. Maybe this should come farther out. Yeah, okay. Here's how we'll do this. We'll just put wall like that, and then we'll get rid of this wall, and we'll move this person. Okay. Is that a thing? Maybe it's a thing. Yeah, and then our, like, little cafe area will start here or something when we build that. Assuming I remember. Okay, so what's our vibe for this? I don't like the clinical paint. Oop. We got it already. Awesome. Let's get those beetles real quick. Cabin? No. Green. You know what? I kind of vibe with the walls on this, but I really don't like that floor. This is a little bit nuts. Excellent. Okay. Maybe something that'll take a little bit longer while I'm doing this. Bashir, perhaps? Bashirs are pretty cool. Snakeheads. Porcupine fish. Ooh, cuttlefish. That might be a good pick. Where's our mantis shrimp? I really want that mantis shrimp. Did I research it already? I might have. Okay, what'll we go for then? Ooh, we can get a sea turtle? That's crazy. We have the hawksbill turtle unlocked. That's ridiculous. Leopard whip ray. Endlers? You know, a little guppy tank might actually be pretty cute. Maybe we could do some breeding. I think we have the regular guppy unlocked. Let's get the common cuttlefish. So this is ridiculous looking. I'm sure it's very cool in the right context, but it's just a bit much, you know? Maybe the Abzu paint? I kinda dig it, actually. Yeah, you know what? We'll go with this one. For those that don't know, Abzu is one of my all-time favorite games. I've mentioned it a couple times before in this series, because there's a mod that adds, like, Abzu-looking creatures to the game. Which, of course, I have installed. Because, once again, it's my favorite game ever. It's essentially a swimming simulator. It's very short. and not super replayable or anything, but it's a very, very cool game. Okay. Any weird creatures we want from here? They're mostly abyssal. I think, the animals we get access to from this. Which would kind of fit with our, like, weird oddball theming, but it's kind of like, eh. Just do up these walls. That's fine. We'll put something else there. Okay, and then just that. And this is a nice looking little thing. I think we unlocked that deluxe toilet. That might be a good idea to invest in that. Do we have the space anywhere? We'll worry about that later. Okay. You know, this looks a little bit weird, but I think it's okay. Maybe this is like a... Maybe that'll be like a little eating pavilion sort of thing. Okay. So, what creatures do we already have? We've got a lot of these little fish that will probably fit nicely into things. Maybe I think the clownfish would be a good thing. We could have, like, a really small tank with, like, the clownfish and anemone together. Oop, we got our cuttlefish. So for that, we'll need our bubble tip anemone. We've got the fuzzy dwarf lionfish. We have the epaulet shark as well. That might be a good thing for this. Guitar fish. We need to have a tank big enough for this thing. It's so cool. It's one of my favorite fish ever. Zebra moray, maybe? Fiddler crabs? Maybe we could get those. Yeah, there's our mantis shrimp. Oop. Okay, and then what else? We've got this, frogfish, maybe. Pajama cardinal fish kind of have that vibe. Okay. So... Let's kind of... I need to do this, but I need to not, like, block off access to this. Maybe I can put a door here. Let's set the Abzu paint that we used to the default for now. Which one was it? Was it this one? No. This one? It looks like this one, yes. Yeah. And then... yeah, we'll just put a door there. Oop. I did not mean to put your point into talking. Okay. Yeah, so that way I can put a tank here without worrying about blocking off access to this filter. Maybe two next to each other, perhaps? Well, that would block off access to this. We can worry about that in a sec. Let me just move you real quick. Dude, okay. How about, no, not that one. Raised tank. Like that. Okay. And then take this, put it there. Take this. Come on. Let me click it. Put it somewhere. We're actually a little tight for space here. This is a very cramped zone. Maybe just there? No, that blocks that. Dang it. Okay, we'll put that there. And then we'll kill this staff door. Fix that in a moment. And we'll put a staff door here instead. Okay. Yeah. Is this valid if I put this there? No. Okay, so... Okay. So what we'll do is we'll... Yeah, like that. Okay. And then... put something there. Dang it, we're gonna need to, like, pump filtration to this somehow. Okay. Very tight for space. Fortunately, these tanks are very small, so it should be fine. Actually, I think if we get rid of this, it should still count. No. Okay, they can't reach that from that. Can they get to this? The game says they can, so I'm gonna assume they can. If we put another door here, and then we put, like, just a mini? Yeah, like that. And then we put a little pump, and that... This is still connected to that, right? Yes. Okay, we've got our anemone. Let's get... Feather Star? No. Yeah. Let's get the... Antarctic Feather Star. I still don't want to mess with the abyssal stuff at this point. That there. And then these should be connected, and this should have all the filtration it needs. Awesome. Okay. Got that figured out. So we've got 2 aquariums here. What is going in them? Do we have freestanding tanks at this point? Oop. Mega chiller. I'm so distractible, I swear. We don't. We can probably research some with the thing we just did. Okay. Triple filter. I'm good. The thing with those is I just never remember I have them. Okay, so I think one of these is going to be the clownfish, and the other is going to be the mantis shrimp. We put lights on this first and foremost. How much lighting does our anemone need? Too far. Anemone? Where are you? There you are. 10. Okay. It needs 80% water quality as well, which could be a bit of an issue with our pump. Okay. So, can we have that anemone? Uh-oh. Okay, let's shuffle some things. Move that there, and we put... Okay, let's just put a bigger filter for starters on that. This needs to connect there. And then we'll put... What do we think will do more? Maybe the reactor? Yeah, that did it. Okay. So what we'll do now is we'll put doors on everything. Okay, that didn't work. Damn. Okay. Maybe instead we have this come farther out. Yeah, okay, that's how we'll do it. And then have this go there, like that. And then we put the doors. One there, and one there. And this one should be a shipwreck too, I think. As should this, because it'll bug me otherwise. Yeah, so now this is thinner, but I think that's okay. So we've got anemones, and they've got crazy good filtration, actually. We have our feather star, eastern long-necked turtle. Lump sucker. And then we'll just put some clownfish. Yeah, that's great. Okay. And we'll put in, like, just a little bit of something for them plant-wise. Why can't I collapse things? Sometimes the game just doesn't let you collapse stuff even though you're not using it. It's funny. There we go. Okay, I need, not that one. This one? I think it's this one. Yeah. There we go. Nice little clownfish tank. Lovely. Okay, and then... Oop, this isn't the right paint. Yeah, I like that this connects to the jellyfish. I think it kind of fits to have them be, like, sort of part of the area, you know what I mean? It just kind of makes sense a little. Okay. And then we'll have our mantis shrimp in this tank. So, the peacock mantis shrimp is like one of the coolest things on the planet. Like, so insanely cool. We'll probably just have it in a tank by itself. It's not really safe to house these with other animals, to be honest. Like, that takes up the whole space, but it looks kind of cool. We'll just put that there. And then we'll hide some other stuff about for it. So this thing, it attacks with like a punch. You can kind of see it's got like these like little pinchers curled forward sort of things. They're not really, you know what I mean. They look kind of like pinchers or something, and they're curled forward. When it sees prey, it like lashes out with them, and it can hit whatever it attacks so hard that it's like equivalent to a gunshot. They've been known to smash through, like, aquarium glass doing that and shatter tanks. Also, they can see, like, way more colors than humans because their eyes are significantly more advanced. So, yeah, it's one of the strangest and just most fascinating animals to ever exist, basically. Okay. Let's see if we can get, like, an interesting freestanding tank. Deep cylinder tank. Rounded pillar tank, that's what we want. put that there. And then maybe we just put, like... Something like that? No. Yeah. That sort of vibe. Yeah, that's a thing. Very cool. Okay. So what's next for this? Might be good to just, since it is like a kids area sort of thing, it might be good to just have like a standard reef tank, maybe. Do we have, oop, we got our lump sucker. Maybe we should research more, like, anemones and stuff. There's a mata. That's crazy. Oh, seahorses. That's definitely something we want. Common seahorse. I don't know. I'm not sure quite yet what I want to build next. We do have this tank. Too wide, perhaps. Maybe more podium tanks? I'm not really sure. Or just something like that. Yeah, okay. Maybe bring it farther back, but still have that. Like that. Yeah. That's a thing. Bring that out a little. Put that there. Door on that, and put a power combi on this. Great. Okay, so what's gonna be in this? A lot of things grew. Yellowfin puffer. Maybe we can just put that in there. It's a little big. You know what? Sure, we'll unlock that. It's good to have options when it comes up. Rounded pillar tank. Cool. What's back here? Banded basslet. Probably research that pretty instantly. Yeah. Oh, you can move. You can move this. I never noticed that before. Whipped coral, because it's cool. Okay. What do we unlock at the next rank? Lots of stuff. Emperor angelfish, slender seahorse, tasseled wobbegong, penguins. So many things. There's just so many fish that I've added to the game. Flamboyant cuttlefish, that's cool. Okay, Fuzzy dwarf lionfish, perhaps? Australian sea apple. Weird. Okay. What do we want to put in here? There's, like, so many options that it's, like, hard to actually make a decision. Maybe something cold water? I don't know. Most of our interest in cold water stuff is already in that other tank. What about fresh? Maybe this could be our guppy tank. Because what we want to do is breed them with the guppies. We'd want to kind of get variants and stuff going. Yeah, okay. Common seahorse. Boxfish. Ooh, we should have gotten piranhas. Oh well. How big are the piranhas? 15. Yeah, they're too big to live in this tank. Yeah. Do we have any cold saltwater thing? We have the diving beetles. Okay. Those can probably live in a podium tank. So, guppies. We need at least 5 of them to start with, which isn't ideal, I feel like. Okay, here's what we'll do, because I really want to breed the guppies a lot, is we'll set up, like, a behind-the-scenes operation for this. We haven't really done much breeding, but I think it'd be cool. So, we'll put, yeah, just like that. I'm going somewhere with this. Okay. Fry will eat brine. Okay, they need floating cover. We probably have something like that. Floating lettuce? That looks a little bit weird, but it is a thing. Do we have anything that floats and gives, I don't... Why? No. Okay, let's just put 2 guppies in there for now. There, and they want plants. So, let's put Anubias, which is a plant I have in my aquarium. And they want brine shrimp, which is something I fed to my guppies when I had guppies before they all died, because guppies are, like, super fragile. Okay. Awesome. Yeah, guppies are really beautiful, amazing fish, but they're kind of a pain to keep alive, unfortunately. Just because they've been, like, part of the aquarium hobby for so long, they tend to be kind of inbred, unfortunately. Which is a huge shame, but there's not really that much that can be done about it at this point. So, like, for the time being, I've kind of given up on caring for guppies, unfortunately. My last one I had in my aquarium actually died yesterday, unfortunately. His name was Sparrow, and he was gorgeous, as all guppies are, but yeah, just, I can't deal with the constant emotional trauma. Okay, so 2 guppies in there. These need floating plants. What's the icon for, like, floating? It's like a lily pad. Waters? Nope. Not that. I think it might need to be the freaking... What's it? The water lettuce. which looks weird, but this is a temp setup, so this is for breeding purposes. Ooh. Piranha. Yeah. So they will all breed, and then we'll get lots of awesome, colorful guppies to put in here. Great. Okay, I think we're going to leave this episode off here. Next episode, we'll finish decorating this. We'll hopefully breed some guppies and then demolish this horrifying setup. And we'll continue getting more new things. So, thank you so much for joining me. Like and subscribe if you enjoyed it. And, yeah, hope you have a delightful rest of your day. Goodbye!